we might see some networks start to turn on on Kamala, because they're starting to finally push back a little bit. Now, I wanted to get your take on this, and then I'm going to read some of the Rumble rants that came in and super chats, because those are always extremely important. I'm going to actually let Styx off the hook in about 20 minutes, and then I'm going to cover some of the other stories today. We both got, really, I've got some stuff I've got to do today. This clip here. So I'm wondering if we're going to see any of the news people, anyone, break against Hayden Kamala. Here's a clip from CNN this morning.
Oh, it's muted.
Oops, sorry. Let me get that. Here's a clip from this morning.
Would it kill you guys to have a press conference? Why hasn't she had a press conference?
Listen, the Vice President and Governor Walz have been busy crisscrossing this country since the launch of this campaign, and adding Governor Walz to the ticket. You saw the ways in which they went across the battleground states last week, generating rallies of thousands, 10,000 here, 15,000 there. But
Michael, you know, a campaign rally is not a press conference. Do you mind if I put in? I mean, you know, a campaign rally is not a press conference. Why hasn't she had a press conference? She's the vice president. She can handle this conference this week.
You saw the ways in which they went across the battleground states last week, generating rallies of thousands, 10,000 here, 15,000 there. But
Michael, you know, a campaign rally is not a press conference. Do you mind if I cut in? I mean, you know, a campaign rally is not a press conference. Why hasn't she had a press conference? She's the vice president. She can handle the questions. Why not do it?
This is on CNN.
Yeah,
CNN is getting tired of it because
they're getting because they make less money, because they're like, if we can get an exclusive with, you know, Kamala at the press conference, you know, a lot of people tune in for that. Maybe.
Yeah, and she's probably
50 people, twice as many as tune into their average broadcast.
But I mean, don't you think CNN would like to host a debate?
Yeah, and CNN, I mean, they suck her off generally.
Yeah, and like, I'm sure CNN's like, wait, you only agreed to one debate on NBC, and that's or ABC, and that's
CBS,
it?
I think it was.
Or CBS.
Oh yeah, it was AB. Yeah, you're right. It was ABC.
It's Stephanopoulos, whatever. Yeah, you only. I mean, this is. I mean, and then he keeps going.
We absolutely are going to do it. You hear her take questions as she's out on the stump, and she said last week we're going to be having a sit-down interview here before the end of the month. What she's going to be focused
before the end of the month. That's 3 more weeks.
I gotta say, that dude looks nervous too.
He looks very nervous. Yeah,
like the way that he's speaking. He's like speaking like this, and don't worry, everything's perfectly fine.
Yeah, adjusting his coat, adjusting, you know, he's
doing the uncomfortable body language thing.
Yeah,
is going to be focused on is communicating directly with the voters that are actually going to decide the pathway to 270 electoral votes. That's why she
commit to a press conference this week.
This past week. That's why we're doing a bus tour in Pennsylvania as we head into Chicago, and it's why we'll sit down for an interview before the end of the month to make sure that we can have a deep dive conversation about the vision that Kamala Harris has for where she wants to take this country, and the contrast that we're going to have with Donald Trump. We're going to have plenty of opportunities to do that.
He's just
Michael, but one interview by the end of the month.
This month and throughout the rest of the campaign.
She'll take the country to hell, maybe.
Belabor this, but one interview before the end of the month. I mean, that's not a lot. I mean, can you commit to a press conference before the end of the month?
We will commit to directly engage with the voters that are actually going to decide.
That's a no. So CNN, is literally saying, why won't you talk to us? Is there any chance that press turns on her? Or am I just coping? Or am I
but they'll get frustrated, and she's trying to disappear. She doesn't care about press coverage so much. She just doesn't want to be out on the public stage because she knows that she'll fuck up. And the people around her know that she'll fuck up. She's going to say the wrong thing. She's going to laugh at hecklers. She's going to, degrade herself. Maybe she'll start sucking someone off on stage,
She'll do the a black woman is talking thing. That for sure she'll do.
I'm a black woman, and I happen to be speaking right now.
Excuse me, if you want Donald Trump to win, you'll keep protesting for dead Palestinians. Like that.
What planet is she fucking from?
I do think that fortunately, so I think there is a lot of I'm still up in the air on whether or not essentially Trump evaporating Joe Biden in that first debate, if there's some regret around it being too early. But there's also the argument that, like, well, if it did it later, then the press wouldn't have time to grind her down, and the press wouldn't have time to kind of erode the cacklementum or the Kamala nomenon. And like,
we went from cankles to cackles.
Yeah.
One thing I would like to point out: have you seen how quickly the most legendary recent political debate was completely disappeared?
Oh yeah, nobody talks about that. It's almost as quick as the assassination.
The legacy media avoids that like AIDS.
I think that it's possible. I think that it's possible that CNN turns on her. That CNN is going to start to really put the pressure. This is not the first clip where they've said, yo, why isn't she taking questions? Why is she not giving us our exclusive interviews?
But you got to realize they spend 2 to 1 time focusing on Donald Trump said he didn't like nachos. Ergo, he doesn't like Mexican people. This is evidence of his deep-seated bigotry or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like
he ate his pizza backwards. He hates Italians.
Yeah, it's coded from it's a deeply coded white supremacist thing. I don't think CNN's going to go out and cover the Tim Walz guzzles horse stuff on the normal. I don't think they're going to cover that, but I do think they are starting to get frustrated. They are asking Kelly Jean-Pierre every single day at her press briefings, why isn't Kamala Harris talking to anybody? Why do we have a head of lettuce for a president and the vice president who's supposed to take over is just on vacation?
Well, the problem is that they'll just deflect like this. And the press, they'll try to grill them, but they won't really drill it home. If Trump had a spokesperson or a campaign manager or anything like that responded that way, they would absolutely annihilate them. They'd be like, well, you're lying to us. You're, saying crazy shit. They're not. You noticed that's still a pulled punch.
It was. Yeah. It was still
like they're badgering, but they never follow through with the hit. And there's a reason for that. It's because they want her to win.
I mean, I think I would counterpoint and say that CNN never had higher ratings than during a Trump presidency. So I think that there's financial reason for CNN to try and do what they did in 2016, where they were wall-to-wall Orange Man bad, but an unwilling participant in making him, more well-known. I think there is now. I think the legacy media doesn't want him to win, but I think the new owners of CNN, no longer Zaslav or whatever, I think they want CNN to be seen as trustworthy. I really think they think that.
I will never. Maybe, but I'm never going to trust the legacy media. Plus, there are competitors.
That's true, and I'm not saying
so I want them. I want them all to go bankrupt.
Well, me too. That would be a great day for both of us. I'm just hope pilling that in their desperate attempt to be seen as unbiased, they actually accidentally maybe hold Kamal's feet to the fire at all. At all.
It's like a 3 out of 10 effort, though. Like badgering someone, okay, you're hoping that they say something interesting, but they're not even talking to Kamala here. They're talking to her representative, basically.
Yeah, she won't even give him her time.
Yeah, she's too busy shitting right now.
She's probably not wrong that the legacy media really isn't going to sway the election.
So why would she want to talk to her? It doesn't matter.
I think that she's probably you've got to what we talked about.
Oh, there you go again. Oops, he did it again.
I'm back. Well, that was that's one per show. I think that this
is like a tradition.
Yeah. I think that when we talked about Trump going on Hannity and all this kind of stuff, no disrespect to Hannity, but Trump's not getting any votes, Trump going on Laura Ingraham isn't getting him any votes. Just like Kamala Harris, I mean, by the same token, going on CNN isn't getting her any votes. If you put on CNN in the morning willingly, you're voting for Kamala Harris. So,
but this is the thing. And I noticed, I talked about it this morning. Trump is willing to go into the most adversarial situations, like the Black Radio podcast or on a CNN debate and stuff like that. Kamala is not even willing to go on Joy Reid.
Yeah.
Literally hiding Harris.
And I think, it's hiding Harris. I think that Trump should run on that a little bit. Trump should hit that up. She won't tell you what her policies are. But now, next week, Monday, she's going to have to. Now,
she won't. No, here's what's going to happen at the DNC. The legacy media will fawn over her and paw her up and rub her down and get her off real good. And she will not actually talk about much on the issues at all. She'll mention a couple of basic bitch policies. Trump, meanwhile, Orange Man bad, defend democracy, taxes on tips, maybe a couple of other things. Otherwise, you're not going to know what she stands for at all.